Welcome back to a new video, my friend. Today I have a very special message for anyone that came across this because I got these specific words, success and happiness, and it inspired me to make a message. So every time it happened to me like this, well, a whole journey opens to share with you in words. So maybe you needed a sign in your life, maybe you needed some reassurance, maybe you needed some, I don't know, an extra reminder or just an energetic hug that will say to you, hey, it's all going to work out, everything will work out, it's actually already working out. And it's this type of messages, that is not kind of encouraging us to focus on something that's not here yet, but actually to encourage us to see that we are living already a prayer that was present in our lives in the past. So we are already living in some kind of prayer that we had in the past. It's about success and happiness, my friend. So please open up, please relax into this message today, because I'm not sure yet where we'll go, but I'm sure that it will be divine and it will be beautiful. So the message is, you have already arrived. You have already arrived. And I know that when we hear these words, sometimes we feel like, I'm not sure if I did, because I still have doubts, I still have worries, or I still have sense of separation, or I still have stress, I still have, some kind of negative energy. But this negative energy is not your problem. It truly is not your problem. It's a product of your past, and you're slowly letting it go by encouraging yourself to enjoy what you've already created, right? So just think about this for a moment, my friend. How many things around you are a symbol that remind you of how successful you are right at this moment? You're not thinking like that many times, right? Because maybe your mind is focused on the future, or maybe you're thinking about what is still not going the right way, but actually it's going divine way. That's why you should find things today to be reminded that you are already successful. You're breathing right now, my friend. That's success. How so? Well, try to stop breathing. Try to stop breathing, my friend. Quite hard, huh? Yeah, it's success. So think about this. There was a time before you were born that you had a thought, oh, how incredible it would be to experience everything in sensations. Like in the spirit world, you can't touch, you can't smell, you can't taste, you can't experience life this way. You think and it happens. That's the spirit world, beyond the third dimension. But here you can actually experience things. So we forget how sacred all of this human experience is. Yes, we forget because we get so attached to what we think that is happening, to our judgments of what is happening, that we forget that actually what is happening is what we've been praying for, what we've been hoping for, what we've been dreaming about. And yes, not everything is perfect, not everything is the most ideal, but it will become if you will choose to honor your experience more, if you will choose to actually use your creative imagination to form a vision that will demonstrate a life you want to experience, and then through enjoyment you will get there. Sometimes people ask, how can I enjoy if so many things are like this, and on the world so much of chaos is happening and so much of negativity? And we always say, stop focusing so much on that, because most of these things are just a reflection of what happened. You don't know what is coming, but you can create what is coming. You can always create what is coming, but firstly focus on your world, focus on the world of people you love in your life, and then slowly expand it onto people you meet on your path. And that's how you start designing your reality, right? So, my friend, you have already arrived. There are so many things to celebrate right now, and I know in your heart you will feel the truth of that, because there's something you've been praying for and it happened. So rest right now in the fullness of this present moment. Just for a moment, rest in it. And notice that right now, everything is fulfilled. Right at this moment, you can let go of worries. Right at this moment, you can let go of stress. And right at this moment, you can let go of neediness. And become aware that you're already complete. Become aware that this moment is completion of your evolution until now. You came to the peak point of your experience, and therefore you're the greatest version of yourself you've ever been. Now, in this present moment, ask yourself what would be the greatest possible expression of that greatest possible version of yourself. Why? Because it will inspire you to do something great from this moment on. You see, we pause, so we recalibrate, so we express something greater that lives within us. And in that saying, I want to remind you, like I often do, let joy be your compass. Because the world will tell you that joy can't be your compass, because joy will not make you money, or joy will not pay your bills, or joy will not solve your problems. But we need to think bigger, because why would we create lives where we are making money with something that is boring, with something that makes us feel sad and stuck and depressed? While joy in the present moment may not make you money, but if you create a job out of what you're truly joyful about, maybe helping others or just radiating, when we do something that makes us feel alive, that makes us feel radiating, and we truly organize ourselves around that thing and truly become clear in our minds that we'll make something out of that, we will make it. We will make it, because there is no other way. Creative mind always finds solutions, and you're the source, my friend, of that creative mind. And that creative mind is your tool that works for you when you activate it, when you work with it, when you're intentional, when you believe in yourself, and when you stop doubting yourself. That's why believe in yourself truly means, right? You don't surrender to doubts. No, you actually surrender your doubts to the creation, because you remind yourself that those are just thoughts of your environment that have been projected onto you, and because you had no better knowledge of how powerful you truly are, you started believing noises of the world. And now I'm coming to you to remind you, let go of the noises, because you are not the noise, you're the quietness, and in the quietness you hear yourself. That's why you need to be reminded that you have already arrived, and in the place of arrivedness, in this space where you've arrived, you can choose how your future will look like, and you will step into it with joy. And joy can make a lot of money to you. Joy can make incredible abundance to you. I'm the proof of that, and you've seen so many people the proof of these words. You can create a life of joy if you choose to. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? Yeah, you will need to shake off these thoughts and beliefs and old lenses through which you've seen the world, but that's why we're learning. That's why we have an ability to purify, to become present, and to believe in ourselves. You always believe into something. The question is, into what do you believe? And those beliefs serving you, right? What the Spirit is reminding you right now, you can make mountains out of thin air, and you can move them whenever you choose. Not when you decide, when you're consistent and clear in your decisions, moment by moment. One decision is not enough, but when you're consistent in your decisions, when you don't allow your automatic behavior to drive your life, when you truly decide that your conscious thought, your conscious action, your feeling of joy pulls you forward, it will make you believe in yourself more than ever before, because you will know that feeling, you don't want to let go of it. The feeling that we feel when we do something we love to do, we don't want to let go of it. Like, you can go at a job that's boring and you can bring that feeling of love into it, that feeling of joy into it, and you will see you will not be there long, because new opportunities will find you, especially at times when we stop needing them because we became so filled with life, so fulfilled. We already arrived. We don't wait new things anymore, because we have arrived. We know we've created all of that. We are at the peak of our journey. So I'm not waiting new things. No, I'm so fulfilled with where I am that new things actually find me out of nowhere, because life knows that I love to be surprised, and therefore life will keep surprising me. And that's why you need to get to the point where you know you have arrived. You are living at a perfect life right now. You're living a perfect reality. You're living the highest possible ideal, even though it doesn't look like that sometimes. Just let go of these thoughts and know that you live in a perfect reality. Right at this moment, you live in a perfect reality, and your inner world is what shapes it. So focus more on your inner world than outer world, and that's how things will align in your favor. You're living at what you once prayed for. So before I reminded you, let joy be your compass. Now I want to take you deeper into it, because to me, joy is a very sacred direction. Like I said, why would we live lives that are boring? Now, when we decide to shift into a direction that's more fulfilling, of course that shift will not immediately just happen perfectly. But it's a time delay that I often mention, and that time delay serves us to see how dedicated we are, how persistent we are, how much we truly want it. Like, how much we truly want to shift our lives into a higher expression of what we can be, what our lives can be. And that decision, that consistent decision, is what will shift everything. Because if you know that you can make a living as an artist, if you know that your business can succeed, if you know that you or your presence is a healing field for people around you, then you know that doing more of that will bring you a lot of joy. And then you know that actually when you're in joy, you're the most valuable, because your life becomes the most incredible when you're enjoying it. And therefore, when you're enjoying it, you're doing incredible things, and incredible things are very valuable, and valuable things are rewarded if they're presented the right way. And well, more we are joyful, more we are in a state that represents aliveness, more we download ideas, solutions, everything we need that can help us to make it happen. So most probably these messages may hear sometimes like just do what you're joyful about. But actually what these messages are saying to you, do everything with joy. Not just what you think that is joyful, but actually train yourself to do everything out of joy. So can you bring the most of yourself into whatever you're doing, and everything may turn into joy. But eventually you will notice not everything speaks to you the way that certain things does, and that's how you start slowly filtering your life, the way that you start removing what is not in sync with you, and you start adding more of what is. And that is the journey, right? And the journey is adventure, and adventure is playful and painful. It's both, but that's what makes it interesting, right? So on that path, you need to learn to receive, because if you don't, you will feel like you don't deserve. So what does it mean? It means let go of guilt that says to you you shouldn't have it. Let go of guilt that says to you you don't deserve it. Let go of guilt that says to you you're not worthy. And how can we do that? Well, guilt is that ugly feeling Let's not judge it. Okay, it's just a feeling. It's a feeling that sometimes feels ugly because it makes us believe there's something wrong with us. And as long as we believe there's something wrong with us or there's something wrong with our reality, we will believe that it's our fault, that it can't change. So we will believe maybe we've done something in the past that now we deserve to be punished, or we've done something even in our past life people believe that is punishing them in the present life. You know, we develop all kinds of beliefs that would justify why we have to live the life that make us feel guilty. But the only reason we do something that's maybe not of the highest quality of what we could do is because we didn't know better. We didn't know better. So is it your fault if you didn't know better? Partially yes, but partially no. Partially it's part of learning, right? To know better means that you need to do many things that are often a mistake, like getting hurt, getting burned. So those are all natural things on this path of learning. So why would you have guilt if you said something wrong? Why would you have guilt if you have done something that maybe hurt someone? Yeah, having awareness and understanding how to, how to ask for forgiveness or how to say sorry or how to be better, how to be more ethical or whatever it is, yeah, those things can be learned. But guilt is something that is man-made. It's something that was designed to keep you in a box so you would not allow even to think how great you are and how great you can be. And that is something we need to learn to just ditch the idea that you need to stay where you are because you've done something wrong or whatever. You see, asking for forgiveness is a beautiful act. Saying sorry, I've done it because I was in that state and I had no better understanding of how would I treat it, or I was just going through something and I was anxious or whatever. That's beautiful, that's human. And you also give an example to others that we can, stand behind our actions. And when we become aware that we've done something that was not the greatest possible act, that we also hold consequences of it, and we do our best to make it better, right? And then it's done. How other people receive it, it's not your job. So your job is that you demonstrate betterment, improvement, the positive evolution of who you can be and what else you can become, right? And that will free you. That will truly free you. Because you will notice you don't need to carry anything. There's an ancient saying that says, first it was written on stone, then it was written in the sand, then it was written in water, then it was written in the air. And what it explains the process of letting go, the process of forgiveness. So firstly, we carry memories in stone. So those are very deep memories, like traumas, something that really hurt us. And we think these memories shaped us. They did. But as long as we think that there's something wrong with us because we've been through it, as long as we judge ourselves for what we've been through, these memories will be shaped and carved in stones, and we'll carry them with us, right? As soon as we accept that maybe it happened because divine wanted to teach us something very sacred in these experiences. So to see a divine message, to see a God's message in what you've been through when you've been hurt, will help you to actually let go of that rock and carve now or now write that memory in the stone. So I mean in descent. So what does it mean? It means you know what happened and you can easily erase it because now you're not defined by it anymore, right? You still feel, yeah, it happened, but you're not so defined by it anymore. Now through time, you will notice, oh, even descent, I don't feel so controlled by that memory anymore. Actually, I feel free. I've forgiven, I've let go, I found peace in my heart, I've opened my heart, I feel so fine right now. I actually feel incredible like never before. Now it's written in water. Water is more fluid. You know what happened. You're not defined by it. Actually now it is inspiring you. Right now it's making you feel very fluid. Now you can almost be anything. Now you came to the point where actually your past is inspiring you. And that's where that memory actually gets written in the air. Now it's almost like whispering to you words of what can be said. So not only your memories can be erased, now the collective memories can be erased and actually transformed, transmuted into a memory of the future that's inspiring, that's beautiful, that's encouraging, that's wise and loving. So this is the transformation that happens when we allow ourselves to have a greater look at our past, like to see differently. And to understand that everything we knew was false, maybe. Everything we knew was false. And what we know today may be a beginning of a new you that doesn't need to be defined by false ideas, false knowledge. So learn to receive without guilt because you deserve it. You deserve it. No matter your past, you deserve all the best. And we are rhyming once again. No matter your past, you deserve all the best. You deserve freedom. You deserve success. You deserve abundance. But it doesn't stay in saying, you know, I deserve it. Those who walk around and say, I deserve it, I deserve it, I deserve it, actually feel the lack of it. Right? So we don't walk around and say, I deserve it, I deserve it, I already am it. No, we actually notice how would we feel if we would already have it, and that is the state of deserving. You see, in the past I had problems with affirmations. For example, with money. In the past, when I had financial challenges, I said I will listen affirmations. But then when I've been listening to them, I said to myself, well, if I would already be rich, I would never listen affirmations because I would already be rich. And that's where I've noticed actually listening affirmations to me is a symbol of not having it. It is actually blocking me. So I've noticed, okay, if I would already be rich, I would feel happy, I would feel free, I would be excited, and most probably I would be very creative. So I said, oh, let's just skip the process of getting there and let's arrive. So I needed to find a way to feel happy with where I was. I needed to find a way to be free with where I was. So I started making up stories like, I'm so rich that I can just be at home right now and do art. I'm so successful that I can actually do whatever I want. And that's what I've started doing. I've started painting. I've started making videos. I've started doing what I truly love. And then it evolved into a life of abundance, into a life of teaching and inspiring others to do something similar. Because I've moved from wanting and needing something into becoming me that already has everything. And then life had no other option but to make it happen, to arrive into my reality, to bring into my reality things that I was in the past wanting, needing, hoping for. We need to become versions of ourselves that already have it. And that is a great way to celebrate life, right? Not waiting when something will change, but actually celebrating all the changes that already happened, because when we celebrate what we already have, we give a signal to life that we love to celebrate and that we are in a truly, truly blissful state. And people who are blissful, yeah, look at their lives. Look at their lives, those who are truly blissful, not those who are pretending to be. There's many people who walk around pretending to be grateful, but actually they feel lack and envy and jealousy. But there are people who are truly blissful, truly grateful. Look at their lives. They're abundant. Most probably they have incredible relationships. Most probably they look way younger than they are. Most probably they just look very fulfilled. Right? Look at those people. You will see those are people who are blissful. Those are people who practice gratitude, not because they want to be grateful, but because it's natural to them to appreciate life, because they love life, right? So it's not pretending, it's being, and it doesn't happen. Maybe it starts with pretending until we become so good with it. We train ourselves to just feel it. So it doesn't leave us. That state doesn't leave us. That energy doesn't leave us. And that's where very interesting things start happening to us. So you also need to know that this kind of activities inspire others. They inspire others because they give others permission to live in a new way, which is not waiting for things to change, but actually finding a way to be the change before the change happens. Just finding a way. Like, there's one way to live your life which is based on what you've heard from your parents, your friends, your family members, all of that. And another way is to find teachings that resonate and embody them and be the symbol of its truth. May your life becomes a reflection of it. Because by doing that, you truly become an inspiration in the world. Because you give the world a permission to think outside of the box and to prove that there's a new way to live your life. That doesn't include maybe so much of hustle and so much of struggle and so much of pushing and so much of forcing. Yeah, it requires work, it requires action, but in a completely different way, in an inspired way, in a way that moves you almost effortlessly because you feel so driven for it. Not because you want results, but because you love doing it so much. And when we live like that, we always find teachers on our path. We always find people who are the symbol of that. Like, before I've started painting, spontaneously I met an artist who had, he actually refused to sell his paintings, and people were offering him millions and millions and millions of euros or dollars, I don't know. He was so fulfilled, he was so happy with his work. He said, I don't need it. And that was his secret. He was not trying to sell it. He was not promoting it. He was just doing his thing. And he became so successful because he was truly enjoying it. He was not feeling lack. He was just enjoying his work, and people found such an incredible value in it because he was not struggling. He was just humble, and he was enjoying in it. And he became very good at it. But he stayed humble. And that allowed him to stay creative, to stay open. And he lives an abundant life. He's not trying, he's not forcing, he's not struggling, he's not hustling. He's just doing what he loves. And that inspired me. It was way before I was painting. I was already drawing, but that inspired me. Because I've noticed, still many times we fall into a trap of this old paradigm that says we need to follow a certain strategy and then we need to do it exactly how those people explained it to us. Even them, there's many people who are sharing strategies, but most probably they haven't accomplished everything the way they explained it did, because so many times how we did something doesn't make sense. like even when I reflect my life, so many things happened because just at the right time I did the right thing. How I was inspired. Something has spoken to me. And I was not chasing it, it just happened. And I'm sure that everyone has experienced life in this similar way. And then we kind of try to make sense and we create a strategy. This is what I did and that's what happened. And yes, people may copy that strategy and they may experience some success, but also in their success, they will notice actually it was the right time, I was at the right place because I was aligned, because that strategy resonated with me, because actually there was something deeper, not the strategy, but the story of that person that inspired me so deeply that I believed it's that strategy that worked. So it was actually a deep belief and inspiration that made it happen rather than just strategy alone. Because if strategy would work, everyone who applied it would succeed, but most people never succeed by applying strategy. But people who follow inspiration take it as far as they can, believe in themselves more than into anything else, they always succeed, because that is the real formula. It's having a vision, being inspired by it, believing into it, and not listening noises of the world while walking towards it. That's the formula. That's the way that success and freedom truly happens. But the main point is that actually success and freedom happens as soon as you make the first step in that vision, not when the vision actually happens. It's when we start. It's when we start following it, when we start living in it, when we truly, truly, truly devote ourselves to it. And we kind of build walls almost around us that block noises of the world, that block information we see in social media that is discouraging us, that is distracting us. And we stay like laser-like focused on that path that's our, and that's when the divine timing truly finds us. And that's why it's so important to live, like I said before, to live in awareness that so many prayers we had in the past already happened, because it also puts wood on the fire of faith, that also prayers we have for the future will happen because so many of them from the past happened. Not all of them, because not all of them came from the right place. You see, sometimes we need to go through something we don't want to go through it, because it opens our eyes to see more clearly how this world truly works. And sometimes it helps us to heal something that was blocking us, right? Sometimes we need to lose people we love just so we stop being so attached to the outer world, right? Because those who are attached, they're never the greatest expression of love. They're expression of fear. And therefore, sometimes we need to lose things we love. Sometimes we need to lose money because we loved it, because we thought we are safe when we have it. And we've forgotten that we are already safe in spirit. We're already protected by God or universe. We are already in greater hands. And our job here is to be an expression of that idea, to be an expression of what it means, which means to fully embody love, to fully embody aliveness, to fully embody joy, and show the world how it looks like, show the world how it feels like, show the world what happens when you do. Because young people will look at that and they will say, oh, it looks way more fun than struggling half of your life just to make some money. They will say, oh, to me, it looks way better, right? Sometimes people ask me, what are you doing to live such a great life? I say, I'm an artist. And they ask me, can you make a living out of doing art? Yeah, I guess I can. Yeah, my creative mind finds solutions. And that's how we made it. And it sounds weird, but it works. So let's make weird cool again, right? Let's make weird cool again, because it's fun and it's worthy of trying. It's worthy of exploring, right? I will leave you here. So I hope you found a great value today. I hope you found something that can give you a reassurance that you're already perfect, my friend. You're already perfect. And things are working out way better than you thought before this video, right? Yeah, they are. Well, big thanks to all of you for choosing to support my art. You can buy my paintings on AttractPassion.com. By that, you're also supporting this mission, being part of this story. Thank you so much. You will find prints of my art and some of the original paintings for those of you who are more into art and truly appreciate the value of original work. Also, prints have very unique energy, and we have testimonials of hundreds and hundreds of people who have felt it and experienced it and been inspired by it. You can find it on AttractPassion.com. And yes, thank you so much. Each painting has a unique story, unique energy, and it will inspire you. Also join our Patreon community where I share deeper teachings and stories and guided meditations that will help you to shift your life. And join YouTube membership if you want to become a part of this community and support this channel. Thank you so much, and till next time, one love.